Hi everybody, this is Pat in the paper closet. I'm here today. I want to show you, in my last video we had made this cover to the Cozy Winter Days junk journal. Not the cover, we inserted the elastic, and when I was finished I wasn't very happy with it. I had punched the holes and I was not familiar with this tool, so I wasn't sure where the holes were being punched as I was going. And this one was very crooked. It was very obvious. I took a little shot of my last video, and you can see this hole. This hole here on the bottom is fine. The top one is way over to the left. I don't know if you can see that. So it was making the elastic very crooked. So I put in the signature. The top of the whole signature was kind of sticking out of the top of the book on the side, which I didn't like. So I was going to start all over. I was going to make a whole new cover. And then I figured, well, let me try to fix it first. So that's, oh, here you can see where the signature was sticking out of the book, because it was crooked. So I took out the signatures, and I got out my Crop-A-Dile, and I took some time to figure it out. Now, what I figured right now is to use this tool. First of all, right now it's locked. You have to press this little button in on the back. Ooh, which is not easy. There we go. And it'll open up. Now, this is the side I used. It is marked. It's very difficult to see. But this does say 3/16 on it, on this black area. Right here. I don't think you can, there it is, you can see it. It's 3/16 of an inch hole. Now, the only thing I figured out, after playing around with it for a while, this little button here, this is how far from the edge of your paper you'll be punching your hole. So that really didn't matter to me at this point. So I just pushed it all the way back so it wasn't in my way. And then I started pressing on the handle, and I could notice exactly where the hole puncher was coming up. So if you can see, how close can I get here? Not very close. I'm going in the wrong direction. This is backwards. Okay. You see where it is now? So the center of the hole that I'd be punching is sort of, let me get my bearings. It'll line right here. And this line is in the center of that hole that's going to be punched. So that was as best I could figure to know exactly where the hole's punching. So I tried it again, put it in the book, got it all the way to close to, I could see I made a mark, of course, and then it's still difficult. But I pressed on the, you see what I'm doing? This end, don't even pay attention to this. If I could take it off, I would. This is the eyelet setter. You don't use that to punch a hole. This is where you put your paper in. So you put your paper in there, and you can see that line that I just showed you. So I know that line is where the center of my hole is going to be. And then I just have to try to make sure I'm over my mark. So that's what I did. I ended up with a new hole, which is right here. This is the old hole that I made. This is the new hole. And that came out straight. My pages are all even. This is crooked, which is why the holes look like they're not matching. I'm going to recover this. Don't worry about that. So I now have the correct holes punched in the correct places. So we have our two signatures in here. Now the only thing I had to do was cover up the hole. There was a hole on the front. It was way over here from when I had punched before. As you can see here in the paper on the picture. See where the hole is compared to the bottom? It's too far out here. So I had to cover that up and make sure it didn't show. So I cut my cover. I resized the paper. This paper is from Scrapbooking with Me. It's a paper collection. There are 8 pages to it. Very pretty winter scenes. And I had to resize it and crop it and get it to fit on my cover. In my graphics programs, I did that. Added a little bow stitching, my computer stitching. And I like the front. So I glued that down, and the hole was showing still. So I added this piece of lace. I glued the lace on the edge of the paper with the paper met, the edge. So it's not covering up the spine. I really didn't want to cover the elastics. I don't want to put glue on them, because I don't know if they'll stretch enough at that point. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now I have the back printed, but I haven't put it on yet. This will be the back. I'll do that last so I don't mess it all up. Rolling it around on the table. A little frog in my throat. So far I've covered up the hole on the outside. Excuse me, let me get a sip of water. Okay, see if that helps. We've covered up the hole on the outside, so we don't have to worry about that. Now on the inside, I reprinted and resized my papers, so it will cover up more of the inside of the cover. It'll go further up. I don't want to go over my holes that I'm using. This is the hole I want to cover, the one on the left. I'm going to cut these out. I'll glue this one on, and we'll see how that works. If it doesn't work, then I'll make a new cover. But I think it will work. I just want to cover up the old hole. I'm going to cut this to where I had measured before. See how that works. And this white is very difficult to see on the edge. There. Okay. That side. Inside front cover. That was my label. And the bottom of this. Cutting right where I think the bottom should be. For those of you who've never used these, this is a Fiskars paper cutter. And there's that little metal line, little metal string across here, which is where you line up your paper, where you want to cut it exactly. So you can see that's at the edge of my stitching, that line. And it makes for very accurate cutting, just by lining up that wire where you want to cut. Get to the bottom. I really don't have to cut much off this. Any. I don't know if it'll cut that little sliver. Oh, it did. Very thin sliver. Okay, now let's test it in the book and get this out of the way. Bring in the book. Oh, much too big. Inside front cover. Now, why is it bigger? My printer was playing games with me today. If I raise it up, I think I'm going to have to reprint and recut. That's my back cover. This is my inside back cover. Came out the same size as this. Why is it so big? The width is good. It'll cover up the old hole and just leave a new hole. Now I have to make it a little bit narrower. I really don't want to go over the holes. You see the holes? because the elastic won't be able to move in there. And I'm going to trim this. I'll cut off my stitching. Let's get a ruler. That'll help. Just my printer normally prints either exact size or fit to printable area, and it just wasn't working. So my ruler starts here. This should be 5 3/8. Will take us right about here. 5 3/8 by, I mind where I want to start it, by 9. 5 3/8 by 9. This is, oh, see, this is well over 9. I'd have to cut off a lot. I want to keep the house in there. If I cut off this whole top, I won't have my stitching, but that would be okay. 5 3/8 this way would take me to right here. So I cut a little off the right side. And cut it at 9 from the top. Okay, let me trim it again and we'll try it. Like I said, if it doesn't work, I'll make a new cover. But I had to try fixing it. Five 3/8, and I'm cutting off from the right side, so 5 3/8 on this side. 5 3/8. Make sure you're even on the top, up against the barrier there. And hold it up against the hook, make sure. Yeah, that fits. And I want it 9 inches. And I'm cutting off at the top, not the bottom. I really want to keep the house. Okay, let's try this piece. I can always do faux stitching with a pen if I really need it. That fits like that. Much better. See, it goes up to but not over this hole, which is what we want. Alright, so I'm going to go with this. I'm going to glue this one down just to show you the hole that I repaired, that I covered up. Okay, I'm going to use a glue stick for this. This is copy paper. I don't want to soak it with liquid glue. So I'm going to try the glue stick on it. It should hold. Doing the edge as well. And don't take too long with your glue stick because it dries quickly. So you have to bite the clock. Quite a bit on the inside, so it stays down. We don't want it puckering up. Okay. Put it in the book. I'm going to line this edge up first with the end, both ends, and the edge. So I have the same amount all around, pretty much. Still not cooked. I mean, that's straight. One of those projects that just giving me trouble. Okay, I'm going to get over the hole, the old hole. So I'm going to shift it a little bit over. Too far. Boy, my glue stick must be dry by now. That's a good spot if it will stick now. new glue on here since the old dried already. See, there's a hole we're covering up. As long as we get that hole covered, we're good. Which we have. Put some on the bottom. I think that's good. It really looks pretty good. Seems pretty straight. Page design. This is my center fold of my, here's where the elastic is, see? In the center of the book. This one I designed on my computer. A few snow scenes. Some wording in the background. Little sign that says all good things. And the rest are food colored dyed paper that I did. Except for some of these. Some of these I printed. This one. Alright. So I think that's gonna work. So rather than have you watch me glue on the back cover, I'm gonna finish that up off camera. And then we can come back and start doing pockets and things on the inside of our two. Oh, here's a center fold of my second signature. This was, I love this page. I had scanned this in from a children's book for my grandchildren. It's a good snow scene. I like it. I don't know what book it was, but what else have I got in here? And another little scene from Scrapbooking with Me. The kit was called, or the collection was called, that was called Cabin in the Winter Woods. That's what it is. And here's the other side of that page. Very pretty collection. All blues, wintry scenes. Very pretty. So check out Scrapbooking with Me. She did a lot of great junk journals. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you for today. So stay tuned for the next video. We'll start decorating the inside. Pockets, tucks, journal cards, maybe a few photo flaps, whatever else we want to put in. On the front, I think I'm going to, when I'm finished, I'm going to put some diamond stickles on the snow all around, just to give that little glitter. But not much, just little touches of it. Okay, thank you for coming. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. It helps me get more viewers and ultimately more subscribers. And if you hit the subscribe button and the bell and the little menu that says all, you'll receive a notification when the next video is up. Should be soon. Okay, thank you again for coming. Bye.